Now we are told that things are not like that anymore, and as a result we have a population column somewhat like this, where we have to support all the young and quite a bit of the old, and quite a few of the in between who are unemployed or on benefits or sick or whatever. In all, you have 50% of the working productive population supporting the other half of the population. Contrast that with a population column that's more traditional, where you have a lot of young people but by and large the very young are very small. They don't require much. It's only this upper level here with the children are adult level, and even then they require only somewhat near adult level of maintenance, not at all like an adult level. So you have all these people to support, but you only have a few young, and ideally not too many public servants and beneficiaries, but still you could get a situation of 50% and so on. However, this is a much more dynamic intergenerational thing, because people will support their children. They have a close relationship with their children. They have created the children. But here the children are spoilt somewhat. They are very expensive, these children, because you haven't got these other ones. Whereas here, you know, if one child dies, the ultimate tragedy for childhood, you have the children as well. So no one child is so precious that you have to cater for that single child's demands. So you don't get a combined demanding dependent relationship. You get a dependent relationship, but it's respectful and dynamic. And so the emotional investment of the parents into the children is rewarded by their gratefulness toward the parents and their respect of the parents. Here the children realise they've got a lot of power, because if they die, the parents are totally bereft of that emotional connection. So there's a kind of blackmail going on between the generations here, a very nasty situation, whereas here this is far healthier, far more livable. And the old, there's very few of them. So there's a lot more respect of them. Here there's quite a few. Look at the narrowness of that on here. There's almost, you know, much more than half, less than half, where old age is as common as youth. Old age is not respected, but where youth is very common, old age being rare is respected and looked up to, because that's where everyone is travelling. And these young people are vigorous and healthy. All their bodily parts are new. They're not worn out. So they bounce back from illnesses and arm breakages and so on a lot more readily. Here there's just too much on the line. This is a dangerous population model to follow. And the general overall rewards of respect and responsibility and response is much more healthy, and therefore the dependency is probably less. So it's probably more like 75% in this group here who are supporting these, and these are not a high cost. These may well be out of respect, but again, the old don't require such a great deal. They're not expecting in such a dynamic society. The respect and authority they get for their wisdom and experience is reward enough for having attained that age. But here, they don't get those emotional kicks. They only get the money. So that's what they insist on. And that's what needs to be provided. Here the satisfactions are somewhere else. I far prefer a recommendation for this model, and elsewhere we'll see how dynamic economically this model is, and how dead and a drag in both senses this one is. This is a selfish model, this is the community model, and this is by far the most dramatic growth model.